Okay, so let's look at the numbers. So you can see that I've done some calculations here. And oops, by the way, one last thing to put up there. Oh, I've got a whole other slide here. We could come up with an expression for KD based on fundamental derivations, just like I did with the gas phase scenario. But at this point in the semester, I'm just going to give you the equation directly. And so KD, our diffusion limited reaction in the solution phase. So let's write that, diffusion limited reaction for solutions. So that goes as 4 pi times this R star times D. Well, what is R star? Well, that ends up being the average distance between molecules. And that number can vary quite a bit depending on your solvent and your reactants. And this D is the diffusion coefficient. Okay? And you can see I've got a bunch of diffusion coefficients listed right here. Okay? So this is for the diffusion of so this DIS means dissolved. So if I had a dissolved acetone molecule in water, there's its diffusion coefficient in centimeters squared per second. If I had a dissolved air molecule, so nitrogen or oxygen, right, in water, there's its diffusion coefficient. And you can see as you look across to these, they're all pretty similar, roughly 10 to the minus 5. Okay? And also, if I go through these units of KD, 4 pi is unitless. This number right here, that's going to be the average separation of molecules, or the average distance that molecules are separated by. So that's going to be something like, good units for that are going to be, we'll keep it in the centimeter unit because this is in centimeters, like, centimeters per molecule, okay? And then this diffusion coefficient, you can see it has units of centimeters squared per second. So this gives us our second order rate constant units, cubic centimeter per molecule per second, okay? So now if we go over to my model right here, what's a good value for R? Well, that's hard to guess, but we'll assume roughly 1 nanometer per molecule. And that's pretty reasonable. So 1 nanometer per molecule is the same as 10 angstrom separation per molecule. And especially if we're talking about small molecules like water, it's pretty reasonable to have 10 angstrom distance between each molecule, okay? Especially for a liquid at room temperature and a liquid like water, okay? And so that over here on my KD calculation, I kept everything in centimeters. So 1 nanometer is the same as 1 times 10 to the minus 7 centimeters. And here I just used 1.0 times 10 minus 5 as kind of a reasonable approximation of all of these values. And so you can see right away I get approximately, because this is hand wavy, right? 1 times 10 to the minus 11. How did that compare to the gas phase? Well, the gas phase was about 30 times faster. Okay. And similarly, if I convert that K into the liter per mole per second, which would be way more appropriate for the solution, that same number, 1 times 10 minus 11, is 8 times 10 to the 9. So again, you can see it's like 30 or 100, something like that, times faster for the gas. However, this solvent cage effect does a really good job of reducing the activation energy. And so I'll just demonstrate that right here in my calculation. So here I assumed an activation energy of 0. But what if I had an activation energy of 1 kilojoule per mole? So I'll put 1,000 in there. Okay, and we'll reevaluate this. Okay, so there we go. So with 1,000 kilojoules per mole, instead of it being 3 times 10 to the minus 10, it's now 2 times 10 to the minus 10. Well, 1,000 kilojoules per mole is pretty small. That's not a very large barrier. So what if I made it 2,000 kilojoules per mole? Okay, so it's going down, all right? So what if we said a full 10 kilojoules per mole? And even 10 kilojoules per mole is not that large of an activation energy. Well, you can see right there, right? At 10 kilojoule per mole in the gas phase, right? Keep in mind, this is gas phase reaction, and I'm putting in a 10 kilojoule per mole activation energy. Look, it changed it by a factor of 100, right? So when there was no activation energy, it's 3 times 10 minus 10, fastest possible gas phase reaction. But for a very modest 10 kilojoule per mole activation energy, it's now 10 to the minus 12. And that actually means that it's slower than this diffusion limited reaction. Now, of course, we haven't put any activation energy in at all. And remember, for the solution reaction. And remember, I talked about this, right? That if the encounter pair does a really good job of stabilizing those molecules and really minimizing that activation energy, then diffusion is the only rate limiting step. Well, that might not always be the case in a solution chemistry, right? It might not be the case. However, in a gas, that's just not possible. We have no stabilization of that transition state in a gas via solvent. Okay. But in a liquid, that's entirely possible. So we can see that in some cases, liquid reactions or solution phase reactions can actually proceed much faster than gas phase reactions because of this solvent cage effect.